Don't be alarmed, we're Negroes.
Hey, what's up, guys? Your boy Rodney383 here with Anime Real Talk TV, and today you know who I got with me, my boy Ziploc
What
Gory,
up, people? Time for another episode of Game of Thrones.
and this is episode 4, and we finna go in because there's some shit that happened that we gotta talk about that, guys. So let's jump right into it. Um, Rob he takes down another one of the Lannister armies or Tywin's forces, but not before like a boss. He sends his wolf first. He sends his wolf like a gangster. Yeah.
That was tight. Gray, think his name was
Grey
Greyhound.
Wind. Grey Wind.
Grey Wind, yeah, Grey Wind came
Yeah,
in and
I
just.
told the comments I wasn't going to forget it. Grey Wind. Yeah, nigga. Yeah, that's what's up. And I was like, yeah, that's some Grey Wind right there. Through the fog, ripping scrotums off and shit. Yeah, that dog is beastly. So, it's awesome, But after that, Rob catches eyes for one of the medics, I should say. One of the people that were help mending to some of the wounded soldiers, and I guess beauty caught his eye in a way, or maybe just how she was handling herself in the situation. So I can tell that we're gonna see some more of her because he seems somewhat infatuated with her.
Yeah, he like, I ain't had none in a while. I want some, so let's go. Let's do
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
Basically.
that's what's up. All right, now this is what we all been waiting for since episode 1. Now we got Joffrey back. Now he's immediately making a spectacle of Sansa because Rob is Rob ain't playing with his bitch ass. No, no, and every time Rob win, he getting closer to him. So like a motherfucking bitch made king, he proceeds to pick on the women.
And he's pretty much like, yo, you gonna pay for what your brother did, being a bitch ass motherfucker like he is. And Sansa just has to take it. That is until your boy Tyrion comes in. It's like, what the fuck you doing, boy? Like, and even though he's king, still Tyrion has him in check, and he just comes in and pretty much is like, we're gonna take you out of here. And do you really? He pretty much asked her a question: do you really want to be married to Joffrey? And she's being loyal still, because even though Tyrion has him under his control, so to speak, there's still a chance that Joffrey can be like, well, fuck him.
Mm. Yeah, I did like that. He came in and was like, I don't give a fuck who you is. Like, straight off. Like, it's kind of that mentality. It's like your big brother will always be your big
I
brother,
know,
even
right?
if you're 6 foot tall and he's 4 foot, you know? So, you're not brothers, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? He been keeping that ass in check since he was born. So there's a certain amount of respect that subconsciously he given Tyrion on a level. And the Hound also, he seems to dislike how he treats Sansa. Even we got that from when they took Ned Stark's head.
Right.
Just he seemed real mildly empathetic to her situation. The expressions on his faces when things would be done to her, she would be getting hit and things. Seems he at least has somewhat of a heart, if not anything. But he gotta do his job and whatnot.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think anybody really likes Joffrey. It's just like we got to do what he tells us. Even the Kingsguard, and Bronn was about to get up in that ass. He's like, the next time he say something, just kill him.
And the King's Guard actually has a knack, and I would say a talent, and an pertinent enthusiasm for beating the shit out of Sansa.
Yeah,
Because every time she needs to get the shit smacked out of her, he's right there with his hand ready, cocked and loaded.
for sure.
hmm Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's beat this bitch to the floor. This little ass kid. Okay, yeah. I'm a man. Yeah. Tyrion proving he's one of the only one that has fucking brains.
Exactly.
Man, come on, man. You know, and as Tyrion is probably thinking, hey, you know what? He the king, and he got stuff on his plate. He's an asshole, right? But let me send him up some females. Maybe if he'd be getting up in some ass, he'd be less hostile and less angry. Maybe they'll calm him down. But oh no, oh no. Joffrey thinks, hey, I can put the two best things together. my love of beating the shit out of things and women. Because I'm so sexually frustrated that I can't handle an actual real woman, why not turn this into something for my pleasure, other than having sex with these two women? Oh, what do you know?
And pretty much he's just like, I want you to hit her, and then she starts hitting the other girl or whatnot really hard with a hand. Then he's like, I want you to hit it with this. He gets her like a belt, a hard belt or something, and then she does it, and then each time he hands her something new. It's like the next one I think was like a fire starter or something, like one of those
Like
things.
a
A
torch.
torch, yeah. It's like hit her with that, and then Roz is like, "The fuck is wrong with this dude, this kid?"
Yeah.
And then she was like, "I gotta do it, I gotta do it, because if she doesn't do it, it's gonna be her turn next." So she doesn't, and then he gets out his crossbow or whatever, gets ready, unwinding it, and then he puts it up to her like, it's all me. Do what I say, or y'all die. And
Pretty much.
this
That
dude is
was
just fucking crazy. This kid
he's the Mad King.
he is the Mad King, man.
And Tyrion said it. He said the Mad King said the same thing you were saying. You know, just now he said it. Like so, and I ain't gonna lie. When he handed the torch to her, and the way like he was holding it upside down, and it was kind of like referencing a dildo, and I was like, "Oh, you gonna stick that in the girl?" And I was like, "Well, I'd rather her be beaten with it than you to ram that thing in her." And I was like, I was thinking like, what the fuck? Yeah. So yeah, yeah, you already know. But it's it was fuck Joffrey, man. Hey, but the kid is doing it, playing his role good. He's making people hate him,
Yeah.
like So he's doing a good job. I hate him though. Yeah. So you get Littlefinger, and of course, he's covering his ass. So he's coming to Renly's camp and trying to make amends or make peace or get his foot in the door. So when the shit hits the fan, he's on the right side of the fence. Of course, say Joffrey wins the war, he's gonna be in there too,
Right.
because he's working both edges of the system. You know what I'm saying? But not so much of what he was speaking of with Renly, because Renly was schooled to the game. It wasn't really no like he was pulling one over on Renly. Renly knew what it was. He was there to cover his ass. Ain't a whole lot to that. But when he talked to Marjorie, it was interesting that why was he letting her know that he knew that Renly was sleeping with her brother? Just another way of him holding something over them.
Exactly.
Or over her, I should say. Oh well, now you know that I know.
Right, exactly. He's basically just making sure that he can, cover his ass, like you said, because, you know, that's just the way he played the game. That's how he stayed alive alone for as long as he is now.
To a even more fascinating note, he gets to speak with Kat again, and Kat is like, "You bitch, I will stab you in the throat."
For sure. Cut that throat. And then pretty much they were just kind of talking back and forth, and he was trying to explain himself why he betrayed Ned and all of that. And she's like, "Man, fuck you. I'm gonna stab you. I don't care." That is until he brings in some. I'm assuming what was in that package was Ned's head.
It was probably his remains
Or something like that.
His bones, his body, all of that. And Littlefinger said it was sent by Tyrion.
Yeah.
So Tyrion is actually following up on what he was talking about in the council when they first got that letter from Robb, and he said at least give the man his father's bones.
Right.
So he actually went ahead and did that, and Tyrion is proven to be hated by mostly anybody because he's a Lannister, but at the end of the day, he seems to be the most
sympathetic.
Yeah. I should say,
Right.
He knows how to play the game and do things harshly when it needs to be done, but he doesn't like unfairness. It's kind of, I love that character to death, man. He the shit, man.
Yeah, I would say at this point he's pretty much a good guy. I don't see him as a bad guy, or he's just kind of neutral. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just kind of doing what he can to help people out.
Yeah, and I also like how, being the bastard that Littlefinger is, he's lying about them also having Arya when he knows that they don't.
Exactly.
He told her that they had both both of them when they don't. So that's a lie right there. And the opportunistic motherfucker tried to, okay, well, if she would embrace me now because, Ned is dead, and say he's dead and I now it's my chance. Maybe this is our fate because he died. Maybe it's like he said something along those lines. He was about to say something along those lines until she was about to put that knife in him.
For sure.
Stick about to jukes him, all up in the side and stuff. So yeah. Um interesting. I am anticipating that he be killed soon.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
Maybe at the end of the season or something he'll be killed.
Maybe so. Maybe so. All right. So go back to Daenerys, and she's out in the desert. But this time, 3 days later, she gets the well, I guess 3 days ride. So maybe it was 3 days there, 3 days back. So it's probably over a week now. When the rider comes back, and he's speaking of a place called Koth, the Garden of Bones, and they go there and they meet with the people of Koth, but the people, or the people that matter, the people that are speaking up to her.
I think they're the 9 or no, not the 9.
Was it the 10, the 13?
The 13 or something like that. Yeah.
You guys, please correct us down there, which I know you love to do.
For sure.
And so they want to see the dragons. I mean, rightfully so. It's a spectacular, fantastical claim that has to meet its burden of proof. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't unreasonable for them to ask to see the dragons. But at the same time, I can understand how Daenerys did not want to play her hand while they were so vulnerable and unable to defend themselves. They were hungry, they're starving, they're fucking thirsty. Nothing's to stop them from taking dragons. So I understand her apprehension to show that.
But in the scene, I was wondering why. At first, I was like, okay, if you in this desperate situation, why not show the dragons? But like you said, she was in a desperate, she was kind of safeguarding the dragons because they're vulnerable. Because I'm like, come on, just show them, because they'll let you in the city. But I can see why they didn't do it, and they probably would have killed the dragons or something anyway,
Well, I think they would have took
them or something, or sold them, or
the main guy that was talking seemed a bit of an asshole,
right.
Bit of a Lord Varys type of person in his demeanor or whatever. But after some bantering back and forth with Daenerys is trying to get in without showing the dragons, asserting her Targaryen heritage or whatever, and a person vouches for them. I believe his name is Zoran.
Yeah, Zoran.
If I
believe so too.
So he vouches for them with a ritual or some type of process that they do, if he cuts his wrist or cuts his palm or something. So evidently he invoked some type of decree or something like that he's gonna vouch for them. So they're in there and it looks like paradise. It looks like paradise.
Yeah, it looked really cool.
Yeah.
But I also thought that was interesting that whenever they close the gates, that the bones will collect outside, and stuff like that. So it's like they don't let anybody in there just for the sake of letting people in there. So that was pretty interesting.
Yeah. And also, another black character.
For sure.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I gotta call it. You know what I'm saying? It's black people in here. Please. I could be happy for that. I think I am. You know what I'm saying? And please. I mean, I just had to say that. I ain't gonna get on it too much, but thank God. Black people like fantasy too.
For sure.
You know what?
For sure.
And animation, nigga, all day.
Anime.
All right. Yeah. So let's move on. So we got Arya and Gendry, and they arrive at the camp, to where they find out through another person that's in prison, a woman, that one person will be executed every day. Just to be dicks, And Lord Tywin comes, and he's asking, what's the reason for this shit? They could be working, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, proving that they're just doing it to do it. You want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, and I thought the whole torture scene was like fucking. They would take a rat, I think it was a rat anyway, and they would basically put it inside of a bucket, and then they would burn the bucket, make it hot, so the rat would pretty much eat through the person. I thought that was really fucking brutal, man. Like,
I've seen mobsters do that, like in movies and stuff like that.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, I immediately knew what they were doing. The rat would just eat itself out, you know.
Right,
The
exactly.
flesh tissue is more easier to chew, you know. Yeah, so yeah. And just as he was about to get Gendry, I was like, whoo!
Yeah, for
And I
sure.
thought Lord Tywin might have recognized Gendry from in King's Landing where he used to do the swords and stuff. But I guess he hadn't been there for a long time. He's been on the other side of the fucking Westeros, just doing his thing with battles and stuff like that. So, but I did think he was gonna recognize him. But off the top, he just said, "Hey, he's a blacksmith," or well, he asked him, did he know how to do anything? So that saved his ass right there.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting how unknowingly some of the evil characters are saving the good characters, and I really
Exactly.
like it. It's coincidental, of course, but it's awesome.
Yeah, it's great, Because I would have hated to see that character die. It was like we just lost another one last episode. It's like shit. At least let him live up to the season. Yeah, I also thought it was interesting that Tywin was the one who recognized Arya too. He's like, this is a girl. Y'all didn't even recognize this was a girl. So
Now, I don't think that he recognized that that's Arya.
yeah, because he hasn't obviously he hasn't seen Arya, so he wouldn't know what she looks
Exactly.
like.
You know what I'm saying? So, and this could really, and I think she wanted her sword back too, because she noticed that the guy had her sword,
Yeah, little
and
people.
I was thinking she was thinking of trying something. Now, she was looking at the sword, looking at Tywin, looking at the sword, looking at Tywin. I don't know if she was gonna try to like grab the needle and go for Tywin and go for the throat, or I don't know. She wanted that sword back though, because it means a lot to her. So, I think hopefully Tywin will she'll speak up and say, "Hey, my sword," and Tywin will be like, "Give her sword back," because she needs that, man. She need to get that. But yeah, I like all of her scenes. It is very telling that no one else really could tell that she was a girl.
Hmm.
It's ridiculous, kinda, on a
Yeah,
level.
especially with her voice, but that's just whatever.
Exactly. But then you have Stannis and Renly. They bantering back and forth. Who's the king? Who's the rightful king? I'm the rightful king. Nobody wants you to be king, but I'm the one true heir. And this, that, and the other. And which I thought was hilarious that Cat stepped in like a mother figure
Right.
to like, I would bunk you two on the heads.
Shit, if I would have stayed out of it. Like y'all can do what y'all want, okay? Like y'all need to get together and just fucking own King's Landing. That's what y'all need to do. But
But then Stannis really did say something that was very true, that you're on the side of the motherfuckers who are opposing me, of which your husband is endorsing me to be the king. You know what I'm saying?
right.
It was kind of, it kind of made sense. You know, Rob also in the episode, he said he didn't want to be king. He didn't give a fuck about the throne. It's all about getting what's his.
Right. Getting revenge on the Lannisters, taking Joffrey's head, and then whatever happens after that happens.
Fuck King's Landing, y'all can eat a dick. So yeah, we're gonna see what's up with that. I do like that. But later on we get Stannis and he's talking to the right hand and he wants him to escort Melisandre to the destination separately from everyone else. Just because I guess he feels that she's like the prized possession. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
The safest thing for her to do is to go on a stealthy way outside of the way they're going. And that's when the shit gets really weird. You want to go in on that?
Yeah, pretty much he leads her to like an underground place and she's like, you want to see me naked? And he's like, he didn't really say, but she was like, if you do, you're gonna see me naked. And she pretty much takes her clothes off. She's pregnant and she starts giving birth. I'm thinking it's about to be like a regular kid that comes out or whatever. And then all of a sudden some shadowy fucking Mortal Kombat like shit comes out. I'm like,
Kind of like the Antichrist or
I
something.
know.
Which is ridiculous because like they just had sex. Like Stannis
I'm
and
assuming
her.
like it's a couple months that maybe passed. Maybe.
I mean, unless George R. R. Martin changed the cycle for having children.
You know what? You know what? You might be right about that, cause it is a magical baby or whatever. So maybe like, she has some type of magical shit in her blood, and it's just like, it doesn't take 9 months. It's like a couple weeks, and there you go.
Well, no, no, no. Number one, it's official. She got some
Oh
magical
yeah,
demonic powers or a vessel for demons or something. It's definitely something magical. So we can put that to rest right there. Can she throw lightning bolts and shit out of her eyeballs? I don't know. But she definitely can do some magical type influences. And also, soon as she started to go into labor, the lamp started to
light.
like
Yeah,
pulsate or whatever. So I thought that was interesting, and the guy in the right hand, he's looking and he's like, damn, like he's a non-believer sitting there witnessing that with his own eyes,
the show
you know.
Davos is like, man, I don't know what the hell is going on with this shit. This is some crazy ass shit.
I know. It's very telling because he said, I believe what I can see, and now he sees it and he gotta
He
believe
gotta
it,
believe it now.
He got to. So she was going around butt naked in a robe. So
Yeah, that was pretty crazy, but
I mean, I commend you on doing so, but whatever. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, that was pretty much the episode. The episode was pretty awesome. You got more of Joffrey, being a bastard though he may be. Pretty good. But Tyrion, his him playing the word games with Cersei's young lover.
yeah,
Man, he had him on his knees,
for sure.
about to cry in there. You know what I'm saying? He came in there. Oh, do what I say. The queen commands it. Oh no! Don't tell. I was like, oh, Tyrion with the word games.
Just
I like
own
that.
it, man. He's on it. He's great. So pretty much he's pretty much like, the guy he got in prison, he pretty much, I'm guessing he's just gonna let him sit there or just release him, but he's not gonna be on the council anymore. So there's that. So whatever Cersei is trying to get on Tyrion, she ain't gonna be able to do it.
Man, he don't. He too smart for them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The only way you can stop Tyrion is to just kill him flat out of frustration.
Right.
And just take the consequences. You can't go behind backs. You can't do none of that shit. Just a straightforward jukes him. Just to the side. I mean, just jukes him. Ain't a whole lot to it. But yeah, man, his performance was entertaining in here, bringing guys to their knees with words and bitch slapping you with his dick.
For sure.
Ain't a whole lot to it. Turn the loyal Cersei goon into a snitch for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He got King's Landing pretty much under his heel.
How would Joffrey like to know that you are fucking his mother? Oh no! Yo, I laughed a little bit when he screamed out like, "Oh no, don't tell!" I was like, he was like, "Mercy,
mercy."
I was rolling, yo. Oh man, hey, this was pretty good,
Yeah. No John this episode. No Beyond the Wall stuff. Next episode we'll get that probably.
Yeah, they're good at mixing it up, I have to say.
Yeah, they are.
Good stuff. So yeah, episode 4, Game of Thrones. Yeah, the shit is epic, and y'all better get on it. Hey, go ahead and tell us what you thought in the comments. Also, a lot of you guys like to give us a little more backstory and stuff. Feel free, as long as the spoilers don't go beyond the episode that we're currently reviewing. So please keep it all of the stuff that you're gonna tell us at this episode and stuff that happened before this episode. Nothing that happens after,
Exactly.
just to keep it nice and kosher. We don't have to want to block people, and we will. We will.
For sure.
Yeah. So this is Rodney 383. Holla at your boy.
It's your boy Ziploc Gory. Peace.